Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you guys an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while, and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you can tell by the title of the video, my Rose Inc products came in. I went ahead and purchased one of the highlighters, cream highlighter, the cream bronzer, and I've been wanting to try the concealer. Tanya B. Wells convinced me that I needed to try it. So I also picked up a concealer, and I do have some of the other products that I own from the brand here as well. Let me go ahead and get you on in closer so we can get started with an almost full face of Rose Inc and tell you what I think about the new products that she just launched. All right, guys, it is earlier in the day. It is 10:15 in the morning. The hubby's home, so I get to film earlier. Okay, so first let's talk about the Rose Inc concealer. It's not new, but it's new to me. It is the Soft Light Clean Dewy Hydrating Concealer. It retails for $30. It is a buildable, non-comedogenic concealer that visibly brightens, blurs, and contours while nourishing the skin with hydrating squalene and protective vitamin E. It's squalane, I think. This is what the unicorn looks like. I do enjoy the aesthetics of her brand. I find it almost has like a skincare type of vibe to it, even though I'm not a big fan of skincare in makeup products. Here is what the component of the concealer looks like, and it looks like I might have gotten a shade that's a tiny bit darker, maybe like closer to my skin tone. And I do enjoy, like, she's keeping the same shape. I like that. Okay, so this is the shade LX090. Looking back, I probably should have purchased LX080 or LX070. It has a 12-month shelf life, and it was made in the USA of domestic and foreign components. Okay, let's look. It's a very big doe foot, and yeah, so it looks like it's going to be my skin tone kind of shade. It feels pretty thick, not like cakey thick, but just like creamy thick. All right, my face is already nice and primed. Since this shade is not a brightening shade and it looks like it's going to be more like my skin tone type of concealer, I'm going to put the concealer first. I already primed, I think I just said that. I used the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Balm Powder for the Tzone, and I used this Ofra Northern Lights primer. I forgot I had this and I started picking it up again, and I actually do enjoy that. I did bring a sponge because I did swatch it when it first came in, and I felt like the thickness, creaminess of it. So I felt like a sponge would be the best way, at least for me personally, to use this. Let me add color corrector on one side. Actually, I do prime my under eyes, and I use the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I've been really enjoying this for my under eyes. I know some people don't believe in under eye, but I do. I feel like it does make a difference. I am going to color correct a tiny bit. This is the Bobbi Brown one in Peach. I'm going to add a tiny bit here and here. Just going to blend it out real quick. It's not like a ton of correcting, just a tiny bit. Now we're going to jump in to the concealer, and I'll go ahead and start on this side first, and then we'll compare it to the other side. So I'm only going to add a tiny bit here, here, and then here. I have this little blemish right there. Okay, I just let it sit for about 30 seconds, and I usually start blending by my nose. This shade is like my skin tone pretty much, which is fine. I did bring a almost brightening type of powder for my under eyes, so hopefully that will help. So This is the side with the concealer, and this is the side without the concealer. I don't know how I feel about the formula, but I blended out nice with a sponge. All right, here is what the concealer looks like. So this is the side with the color corrector, and this is the side with no color corrector. Honestly, I can't really tell a difference. It blended out great. It looks very smoothing under there, so I'm excited to see what it's going to look like once I powder it. But so far, formula wise, I think it is a very beautiful formula. Now, I do feel like if I were to use this with a brush, I might not like it as much, so I need to just remember to use a sponge with this concealer, because I feel like if I use a brush, for my personal taste, it might look too heavy, but I'll have to test that out. Okay, so here is what my base looks like. As you can tell, the concealer is pretty much going to be like my skin tone, nothing brightening, and I'm okay with that. I did go in to the Caliray Skin Tint for the rest of my face. I do have the Rose Ink Skin Tint. This is the tinted serum, but this is part of my weekly pick, so I had to use that today. Okay, now we're going into the bronzer, and this is the Rose Ink Solar Infusion Moisturizing Cream Bronzer. It retails for $36, and there is 4 shades available. You guys already know how I feel. I don't feel it's inclusive enough. I think she should have come out with at least 2 more shades. I definitely feel like the jump between all 4 shades, they're pretty big. I'll see the formula and how it blends, but honestly, just like the Charlotte Tilbury, there's no excuses. They should have come out with more, period. Okay, this is a smooth cream bronzer that instantly warms the complexion with a soft, focused, sun-kissed glow while reviving skin radiance. Okay, highlight ingredients: rose oil, squalane, tourmaline, and quartz. And it is vegan and cruelty-free. I got the shade Kuwait. I think that's how you pronounce it, and it's the second lightest shade. This has a 12-month shelf life and made in the USA of domestic and foreign imports. This is what the unicorn looks like. You guys already know I like the aesthetics of the brand. And here is what the bronzer looks like. Again, she's keeping the shape. I love that she's keeping everything just kind of, and this is actually a twist off. And it has the frosted plastic. That's what it looks like. The back. I think the packaging is okay. The shape does make it kind of odd, and it is a tiny bit on the thicker side, but I mean, it is a cream bronzer, so I guess that's expected. All right. Oh, there's a scent. I want to say maybe rose? Yeah. All right, let me, oh, okay. That feels nice. That feels very nice. I think this is going to be a good shade. Oh, it's a very interesting texture. It's nothing like what I have recently tested out, like the Makeup by Mario or the Charlotte Tilbury. It does not feel like any of those. It almost felt like powdery when I swatched it. Okay, I did forget a brush, so I'm just going to use the sponge. I'll use the butt of the sponge, and I'll start. I did not bring anything to, I guess I'm just gonna be bronzy today. I didn't bring anything to contour. I usually do, but it's fine. No big deal. Okay, that's pretty. It's working well with the sponge. It's a very natural shade, and I feel like it's blending very, very well. It's almost reminded me, at least the blendability ability of it, of the Rare Beauty. The consistency of it, I don't know yet what it reminds me of, but it's nothing like what I have recently tried. Okay, so here is what the bronzer looks like, and I feel it looks beautiful. It looks very natural. Now, I definitely feel like if you really want to build this up a tiny bit more, because I do feel like it really faded nicely, more natural than like a bronzer. You would probably need to use a brush versus a sponge. I totally forgot one, and that's the only reason I used the sponge, but I am liking the shade. Is nice. Yeah, I just feel that she should have come out with more shades for sure. Okay, I totally forgot to film this eye, but I'm going to set the under eye now with this Makeup Forever, and I believe Ivory is the name of this pressed powder. This is the Beauty Blender Puff. I'm just going to tap it. Don't want too much. And I'm just going to set the concealer. I did already set this side. And so far, so good. It looks smoothing. It actually looks decent. I'm not mad at what I'm looking at. Okay, here is the full face set. I did go into the Dominique Cosmetics for the rest of my face. I just kind of wanted to show you real quick what it looks like with powder on top, because I am going to go in with Makeup by Mario bronzers. You guys already know I like to layer my products, so I am going to put powder bronzer on top of this, but I wanted you to see how just natural it looks once you powder on top. I will definitely have to test it out and see if it does okay on top of powder, because like I said, when I swatched it, it felt like it was turning into a powder consistency. So that gives me the notion that it might work on top of powder and it won't feel sticky, but I'll have to test that out in the future. All right, the next product is the cream highlight that she came out with, and I was actually pretty excited for this. I don't know, I've just been a very big cream highlighter fan as of recent. So this is the Rose Inc Solar Radiance Hydrating Cream Highlighter. It comes in 5 different shades. I picked up the Opalescent, which is the cool pink. It is a refillable highlighter and skin smoothing hybrid. This velvet soft formula illuminates the face while nourishing the skin. Some highlighted ingredients: rose extract, squalane, sea holy cells. It says visibly plump skin's surface. Okay. It retails for $30. I don't know, kind of on the high end side, right? Here's what the component, or the unicorn, looks like. Same aesthetics, absolutely love it. Same shape, and it's the same as the blush. Okay. And that is what that shade looks like. I typically go for like a cool champagne shade, but I have a lot of those. So I actually decided to switch it up and grab the cool pink one, the Opalescent. So let's go ahead and swatch it. Oh, it feels nice. Definitely not the texture of the blushes, that's for sure. And there is the shade. Hopefully it's not too cool toned. Let's see, let me blend it. Oh, that's pretty. And it does not feel sticky once I blend it. All right, as you can tell, I already have blush on. I like to put my blush on before I put my highlighter. I did go into the Sigma Berry Glow. Berry Love is the name of the powder blush that I went into. And then I did go into Fox Love from Rose Inc right on top of it. I've been really enjoying putting cream blush on top of my powder. I feel like it really sets it into place. Okay, so now we're going to jump in to this Opalescent highlighter. Hopefully it doesn't lift up foundation, powder, all that good stuff. And let's add it. It's definitely a cool tone, that's for sure. The formula is very interesting. I don't think I have. What does it remind me of? I can't remember. But this is blending out beautifully. Oh, it's reminding me of the Jaclyn Cosmetics, the liquid drops, but in a cream formula. But that's pretty actually. All right, and here is what the highlighter looks like. I did take a small little clip with my phone. I'll go ahead and insert it here of what it looks like with the phone camera. And I like it. It's a little too cool tone for my taste, but I feel like it looks okay. Maybe if I go a tiny bit more light-handed. Here, let me put a, see if I can make it blend out a tiny bit more. But it's beautiful. The formula is really, really nice. It blended out so easily. It kind of just sinks into my skin. Like right now, my skin looks wet. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, and I am very stoked. Okay, let me finish off the rest of my face and I will be back. All right, guys, I am back. My hair is just not cooperating. Humidity is not in my favor right now. For the lips, I have a Rose Inc lipstick. This is in the shade Demure, and I went into Victoria Beckham lip liner in 01. I love this combo. I think it is so pretty and just rosy, and it's gorgeous. Okay, so now we're going to go into some swatches. So at the very top is the Rose Inc right here. Right underneath that is the Charlotte Tilbury, and this is in medium 02 is the new cream bronzer. Right underneath that is the Rare Beauty. This is in Happy Soul, and right underneath that is the Nude Sticks in Bondi Bay. Right underneath that right here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills, which you already know because it's so yellow out of all of them. Then we have e.l.f. right here. This is in the shade Tan Lines. This one I had to really build up. And right at the bottom is one of the new Milk Makeup, the Bionic. This one right here. Bionic bronzer, and this one is in Time Travel. So those are swatches to compare the Rose Inc bronzer with. All right, now on this hand, I decided to do a little bit of highlighter comparisons. Right at the very top is the Rose Inc. Right underneath that, it's so hard to tell. So this is a Rose Inc. Right underneath that right here is the Merit Beauty. This is in Gava. I think it's the lightest shade that they have. Right underneath that, which is that gold one right here, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is in Drippin' in Gold. I honestly don't use this that much. It's too gold for me. Right underneath that is the Lila Bee right here. As far as texture and once you blend it out, it is the one that reminds me the most of the new Rose Inc. Must be the squalane that's making it almost turn to powder. That's my guess. And right underneath that right here is the Lauren Conrad one. It's no longer available, but I wanted to add it into the swatch. This one right here, as far as shade wise, Rose Inc. This is the Jaclyn Cosmetics, her little dropper. This is in Lightning. Just the shade I feel reminds me of the Rose Inc. And then last but not least, I decided just to go ahead and the Rose Quartz from Huda Beauty swatch it. So there are the comparisons. All right, guys, that pretty much concludes this video of me trying out these new Rose Inc products. So the concealer, I'm really enjoying the formula. My under eyes actually look really, really good right now. I am not disappointed at all. The shade is a little bit closer to my skin tone, so it's not working so much as a brightening shade, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes I feel if I go too bright, it just makes my under eyes look a tiny bit older and more dry. So far so good. I will definitely have to keep trying it out. It is $30, so I do feel like Rose Inc is a little more of a high-end brand at Sephora, but it's slowly becoming one of my favorite brands. Okay, now for the bronzer. I do enjoy the formula. I think the formula is very beautiful. It's definitely a tiny bit unique of what's out there and what's being released right now. With all of the swatches, nothing felt like this. I think maybe the closest would be the new Danessa Myricks Balm powder, but I don't want to purchase one of those and use it like as a bronzer. But I think that would probably be the closest. As far as like once you blend it out, it kind of turns like to that powder consistency. I'm liking it. It is $36. So again, a little bit on the high end price, but it is a pretty big component. How much do you get in here? It is 15 grams, so 0.52 ounces. You know, it's a big component, so it will last you a good while for sure. Okay, as far as the highlighter, which is kind of pricier as well on the high end, $30. And I do enjoy the fact that it is a refillable component. So all you do is poke the little hole here, comes out, and you can refill it, which is awesome, environmental friendly, although we honestly just don't need more makeup. But I do enjoy the fact that she makes some of the products that she sells refillable. And I did enjoy, I feel like it's sunk into my skin. It's not just sitting on top, which is really nice, and I'm enjoying the shade a lot more than I thought I was going to. So all in all, everything that I tried out today from Rose Inc, I am actually really enjoying. All right guys, well that is it. That concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know down below if I helped you decide on whether you're going to pick up any of these new products from Rose Inc. Like I mentioned a little bit ago, it's slowly becoming one of my favorite brands. I just really enjoy the products, how they perform, the aesthetics of it. As far as like makeup that I put on non-filming days, like this is usually where you will see me outside of filming or creating an eye look for either YouTube or Instagram. Like this is typically what I wear. Okay, with that being said, I would love it if you gave this video a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would definitely help me out in the algorithm of hopefully bringing some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking the subscribe button. All right guys, I will see you on the next video. Bye.